Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the RoboCop from Fan Home Stage 4, which looks like it's going to be all his hand, and it actually looks like it has a brand new screwdriver, which is not a cross tip. Looks like it might be a hex head. So let's go ahead and get started. I just realized I don't have all my lights on. So let me go ahead and pause for a second. I'll get this open and we'll take a look at the parts. Okay, so I have the parts out. I took the screws out. There's some RP screws, some BM screws, and a whole bunch of little springs. And this screwdriver is actually a cross point, but it is a very small cross point screwdriver. I will see if my PH000 will actually fit. So the first part that they want you to work on is the thumb, and I believe that would be this one. Double check, it says pieces are going to be marked with a 1. I'm looking, I do not yet see a 1 on here. But it looks like it could be. So let me see if I can find the markings, and I'll get out each set of parts one at a time just so that to make it easier. Okay, I've sorted the pieces out as best I can. Not sure that you can see there's a 1 in there. And a 1 in here. It looks like the fingertips are the only things that are labeled. The thumb has a much bigger ball for the socket, and then the other parts for all the fingers look like they are identical. So it says to push the pieces together. There are pins and sockets to push them together. So you push them together, and it looks like part that was pushed on goes towards the opening here, like this. Or no, it does not. Sorry, I was looking at the picture wrong. So the opening is going to be down. The part that was pushed on was to the top. Rotated around to match the picture. The screw, you can see the screw hole is on that side. There's a hole that matches it. Let me get one of the RP screws out. One of the magnets. We'll see how this goes together. And there's springs for each of the joints on the fingers. So the thumb, having only the one knuckle joint here, only has one spring to it. So spring goes in there like that. This is going into plastic. So it's going to go through, push into the other side. See, tighten it. Not too tight, but tight. And there's the thumb. You can see the screw there. And on the other side, same thing. So let's go ahead and do the index finger. And I'm going to keep these in order, otherwise his hands will look funky. So this is similar. Pushed on part goes to the top, and you can also see that it's narrower towards the bottom. So this one's going to have two of the spring and screw combination. Get 2 screws out. There's one. Got more than 2 out, but that's okay. 2 screws. 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 2 scre Not sure what the springs are doing for us on here, but it's quite a bit different than any other fingers on a part work that I've done. Come on. Actually catches pretty quickly and easily. Put the screw on here. Get the spring. I'm very careful. I don't want to launch this spring like I did the ones for these springs, any of these springs like I did the one for the Samba windshield wipers. I was able to recover from that, but still not fun having to try and figure out how to do that. Come on, get in there. Oh, that finger is not in correctly. There's his index finger. Kind of different because the finger end goes easier than the finger, the first knuckle, but it still moves relatively easily and holds in place. Maybe, just maybe. That's interesting. Hang on a second here. That's slightly wider, so this might actually be for a smaller finger. Interesting. These seem to be a little bit wider or narrower, but I still did not find any markings on them. Just looking real quick, see if I see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and put the first knuckle on first before I do the fingertip on this one. Got the spring on there. Interestingly, the spring is not actually going into the insert part. Whoa, that was close. It's just going in. Come on, focus. Right there. Does not actually go all the way in. Again, I missed on there. I'm going to try and line these up at the same time. It doesn't feel right. Okay, that's on there. Do the next finger, or the fingertip. That's not one to line up. 3, 3, so it is correct. So there's the middle finger. Let's see if I can get it on here without any issues. After I get this one together, I'm going to go ahead and pause and do the other two off camera. Just for my own, just to move the video along. Plus, I think after 3, you've got an idea of how they go. There's the third finger. So actually, this is the index finger. We've got thumb, index, middle finger. So I will be back after I finish putting the other 2 fingers together. Okay, so thumb, index, ring, or middle, ring, and pinky finger. They're all together. Didn't see any real difference between these. Actually, interestingly, just looking, they are all a little bit different length. I managed to get them all correct. You know, the end of the fingers are really different length. So let's go ahead and move to the next page. And by the way, this piece, the palm, is metal. So you take these 2 pieces, which are going to hold the socket, is the socket actually for the ball that's going to be the wrist. I'm just looking, how is this set up? It looks like I believe it should be like this. That's going to go onto these 2 posts right here, facing outward. So I'm just looking to see. Yeah. So there's a wider opening on this piece. Basically a socket on this piece so that it will sit down in there. They'll sit down there together like that. Get out 2 BM screws, get some oil on them, and I will attach them. Just as a aside here, there are 2 extra screws, 2 extra of the RP screws, and 2 extra springs. So they're planning on you making a mistake, which I actually almost lost one of the screws. It shot out. I found it on the floor, but I didn't see the spring on the floor, so I looked. And when I picked up the finger, the spring was still inside the finger. So and I looked at it a little bit closer, it does actually go down inside of the finger. Oops, knock that loose. Put that back on here. Get the screw started on this one. Make sure it's still sitting on top of that post. Come on. Do the same with this one, except for now I'm going to tighten it all the way down. And so you now have the socket for the ball joint on there. And you can see where the fingers are going to sit. Next step, it says to lay the fingers in there. And key thing, make sure they're facing the right way. I'm pretty sure you would be able to if you had to spin them around, but I'd rather not try and find out. So they lay on there like that. That's actually pretty cool the way they did that. I just noticed that. So you got 4 holes in here. These 2 holes are going to, and this is a plastic part, by the way. These 2 holes are going to have the screws that are holding this part to the palm. These 2 holes line up exactly with these screws, with these screws on here. So if you have to, you can loosen the ball up when you're putting it together. And there is a magnet right here, matches up with this magnet right here, so that when this is on here, this will actually hold on by itself. So let me lay this on top of here. Make sure I don't lose any of the springs, or any of the fingers. Grab 2 BM screws out of here. By the way, there's only 1 spare BM screw. There's one. There's the other. Use a slightly bigger screwdriver. It'll fit. Yeah, it should. Dip this in the oil. Get it started. Actually, that tip is actually too big. It started spinning. Dip that one in. Drop that screw in there. Tighten them both down. Well, there you go. I said exactly that, to make sure you put the fingers in the right way. And I have them all facing the wrong way. But you can spin them around to get them correctly done. That's probably because I didn't have it all the way tightened yet. I had all those fingers bending the wrong way. So that one's tight. That one's tight. Turn the thumb, if I can anymore. Loosen that back up because the thumb is not facing the right direction. Loosen it, turn the thumb to where it's actually like a thumb. Come on, get on there. Retighten that screw. Actually, it tightened a little bit easier this time. There is his hand. Let me put this on here. And in the words of Clarence Bodiger from the first RoboCop movie, give the man a hand. Hope you're enjoying this. Actually, I'm going to set this on the armor so you can actually see it a little bit easier. Hope you're enjoying the build. It's a little bit different than some other builds. I mean, the other hands, the hands for the Iron Man, the hands for the Terminator were completely different. I like the way this one goes together. It doesn't feel like, with them, they all felt like they were going to fall apart pretty quickly. This one doesn't feel like that. So, like, subscribe, come on over to Hobby Time. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a video. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day today. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video.